3D eye project for science. So, you all may be wondering, what exactly are the parts of the eye, and how does the eye work? Like, how do you see images and stuff? Well, it begins with the sclerula, which is the white of the eye. And in the middle of the sclerula is the cornea, pupil, and the iris. The cornea is the outside layer right here that helps protect the iris and the pupil. The pupil is the opening of the iris, and the iris is this membrane, which is also like the color of your eye, behind the cornea, like I said. And then behind this is the choroid, which is this red line around the eye. And the choroid is containing the blood supply, and it reduces the reflection of the light within the eye. And by the choroid is the retina. And the retina is the layer at the back of the eyeball containing the cells that are sensitive to light and trigger nerve impulses, which are sort of like maybe beatings, and they go and get transferred to the optic nerve, which is right here. The optic nerve helps transfer the images to our brain, so we know who we're seeing or what we're seeing. For example, if I was looking at the eye model, the eye has to transfer the picture of this eyeball model to my brain. And in the optic nerve is blood vessels. Blood vessels help carry blood and stuff. And in the middle of the eye is the vitreous humor, and this is just this whole red area, and it's the gelatinous substance which is inside our eye that helps keep form of our eyeball. And in here is the blind spot, which is right here, this little black dot. And this is where, like, for example, we have a paper with a circle and an X. And if we bring it close enough, we'll only see the X. That's when we hit the blind spot. That's where images can't be given off to the optic nerve. And then there's also blood vessels in here, like the yarn. And then in here is the lens. The lens is the transparent structure behind the iris. And there is the aqueous humor, the clear fluid that maintains shape of the front of the eye, which helps keep the eye pretty much together as the shape of the eye. So you may be wondering, how exactly do we see the images? So we get light rays that enter the cornea, and the cornea bends the light rays so that they pass freely through the pupil. And when this is happening, the iris acts like a shutter for the light to help lessen the so that it doesn't damage our eye. And after passing through the iris, the light passes through the lens. The lens focuses the light through the vitreous humor to then the retina. And the retina receives the image from the cornea through the lens, and it transfers the image to the optic nerve, like I said before. And the optic nerve carries the picture to our brain, and then we know what we're looking at, like the example of looking at the eyeball. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you.